Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. Let's go. They told me to come out here, train you guys. You guys have been struggling a little bit, you know. Congratulations to your organization. Give it up. Let's go! You know, we talk a lot of trash. We compete with each other. Hey, bird came in pooping here? We talk a lot of trash and we give each other a hard time. We have a lot of respect for your organization. We have a lot of respect for what you guys do. We have a lot of respect for Mr. Chris Hart. So when we talk trash, some people get kind of heated up, and it's cool. I like the passion, but we do it out of respect. Right. And I believe that the world needs more men like Chris Hart. And I love what he's doing, and I admire and appreciate what he's doing. So, but we're competitors. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan respected Larry Bird, but you know if Larry Bird says something to Michael, you know what's going to happen. Right? On that note, I advise you guys to do something, because I did it for 6 months, every day. Hey, baby, you want to watch something? She says, yeah. Watch The Last Dance. Every day. You want to watch a movie with me? Yeah. We want to watch The Last Dance. 6 months, every day, just to listen to Michael speak. All right, that just came across right now. But anyway, I'm going to train you guys a little bit on something, and you're not going to get anything technical from me.
Let's go, Juan.
Anything technical. I do not know my agent codes. Chris Hart will probably give me a hard time about this. I've never written a policy. Okay? I don't know how to write a policy. I didn't even know that you needed agent codes until August 25th of this past year. And the only reason I found out is because I had an argument with my wife, and I needed to close a policy, and I wasn't going to ask her to do it, so I asked somebody else to do it. They said, what's your code? I said, I don't know. Show me your computer. And they got my code. That's true, bro. So I'm going to teach you guys more on what drives me, who I am, and I hope I bring value to you. I truly do. I always start with the prayer. If somebody here doesn't like praying, that's your problem, because I'd rather be you pissed at me than him pissed at me.
Let's go!
I'm gonna start this off, and it's very sincere from my heart, because I love what I do. I love this business. I love what it represents, and I love the opportunity to be able to be here and speak to young men and young ladies, and hopefully say something that maybe not change your life, but that'll impact your future. Yeah. All right? Amen. So let's go. Thank you, Jesus, for this day. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you for giving us grace, giving us your mercy every single day. I thank you for the struggles and the battles that we go through. I thank you for the tears that we cry. And I also thank you for the smiles. I pray that you allow me to bring something of value to your people, something that will help them in their business, in their life, or whatever it may be. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, let's dance. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
All right, so I'm going to train on fuel. Okay? Fuel. Like, I'm 48 years old, and I'm sorry to say, and I will say in a mean way, you guys, you got a lot of young cats in here.
Let's go.
Right?
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm 48 years old, and I guarantee I can almost bet I'll outwork anybody in this show.
Hey.
That's not talking trash. That's just because I fuel myself every single day. When I wake up happy, I find a reason to get pissed off, so it fuels me. I'm not even kidding. I find a reason to say I'm going to get pissed just so it keeps me pushing. So, fuel, okay? Find it everywhere. I am the founder of Firm Family Foundation. That's the name of my organization. And I named it that because I believe Jesus Christ is the foundation to everything. Right? My favorite verse is 1 Peter. You guys want to know what it is? Yeah. Open your Bible. Go read it. All right? Go right to the next page. All right, go ahead. There's my foundation. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story real quick before I get into the training. All right? There's my moms and my pops. I don't know how it is in your culture, but in Mexico, you like somebody, you snatch them up. Right? My dad was 15 when he took my mom. He was locked up 3 different times, but he stayed with her, and they were married for 44 years. My dad's a little bit of a player, and then he got, somebody else pregnant. My mom divorced him anyway. There's my pops, the age of 14, 15. My dad has a second grade education. Okay? He started working, his dad didn't abandon him, but he was a soldier, so he wasn't home very much. So my dad started working at the age of 6. Okay? He's 79, he's a multi-millionaire. He still wakes up every day at 5 in the morning.
Come on.
Okay? He's at the office at 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, every single day.
Let's go.
Okay? Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, just so he feels that he's doing something productive, he goes to the swap and he sells coffee. Wow. A multi-millionaire. Wow. Okay? Yeah. So that drive, I thank God for that, because he put that drive into me since I was little.
Sheesh.
I know, who here has a corporate job? Or it works, you know? Okay. No knock, this is just what my dad taught me. Since I was 7, 8 years old. The human mind is too great to have it held captive by working for somebody else. Wow. So I've had 2 jobs. Huh? The human mind is too great to have it held captive by working for somebody else. He told me, what your mind produces should belong to your children. Okay? And I've had 2 jobs. Ironically, one was my pops, and he fired me and my wife on the same day. True story. I messed something up. My wife didn't show up to work. He let us both go. If your daddy's gonna fire you, what is your boss gonna do, right? So since then, I've been working, hustling on my own.
Let's go.
I'm not, I'm a little bit rough around the edges. I did some time. I was a little bit of a knucklehead. I didn't graduate from high school. I got my GED in jail.
Let's
So,
go.
come from a great family. I just went sideways. I don't know why. I just love adrenaline. All right?
Go,
So my dad is an immigrant farm worker with 0 experience, but he always had bigger dreams for himself. He always wanted to accomplish something, and he's fearless. If there's a quality that Juan Rivera has, is that I'm not afraid of anything.
Let's go.
I've been through too much in my life to be afraid of somebody or anything that could happen to me. Okay? I'm gonna push through anything. They say one of the biggest things. Who here, honestly, struggles with prospecting? Anybody? Who here has the fear of rejection? Here's what I'm gonna give you something to think about. Okay, there's a lot of hands that went up. Okay, who here has been dunked before? Yes, a lot. All right, so you've been dunked. Somebody, a female, raise your hand. A female, okay. You dumb sounds like you've been let go. or like this, somebody, or who has been told something hurtful by your family? Everybody, right? Everybody. And I imagine it hurt because you love that person, because they have value in your life, some sort of value in your life, right? Are you here today?
Yeah.
Are you okay today?
Yeah.
Did you die? No. And you love that person. Yeah. What the hell difference is it going to make for somebody on the street to say no to you? Yeah. Wow. I go prospect all the time, and people say no, it's like, it's cool, but there's about 700 people out here. Somebody needs this. Jeez. Okay? So, I was built on sheer grit, on sheer passion, just like my father did. My father's a multi-millionaire now today, and like I said, he has a second grade education, was deported 11 times. 11 times kept coming back.
He just kept coming back. He just kept coming back.
Here you go. And I hope this doesn't get sensitive for anybody. If you're sensitive, that's okay too. Like I said, I'd rather you be pissed than him. Anyway, so a lot of people, this is including Mexicans, not Mexican, Latinos, we complain about discrimination. Okay? My dad was deported 11 times. And when I asked him, hey, Pops, what do you think about the president? He says, I don't give a damn who the president is. I'm an honorable, hardworking man. Life's going to treat me well no matter what, no matter who's in that office. So sometimes don't sell that stuff to yourself. Don't sell that stuff to yourself. And if you are being discriminated, that should be more of a reason to push harder. All right? So anyway, go ahead. Switch it over. So my dad had a dream. Okay? My family is super successful in the music industry. My dad didn't know nothing about the music industry. All right? But he had a dream of becoming somebody. He always wanted to become somebody. He liked singing, but he didn't have any musical lessons or whatever. We were broke growing up. I didn't know that. maybe a lot of you guys, when you guys were kids, you don't know what your mom and pops went through
Oh, see.
to pay the bills, right?
Oh, see.
That was us. I thought you lived an awesome life, you know what I mean? Now I go back to the house that we were raised at, and it's so little, it's so tiny, but it seemed like the world to me,
Oh, see.
right?
That's good.
My dad wanted to record a musical album. He worked at a plastic company for a while, and the company next door, he found out that they threw away 15 buttons. You know those buttons that you hang onto your shirt? And those were fancy back then. You move them and they had like a little hologram thing. You change the image or whatever. So it was like, I don't know, it was fire back then. Anyway, so it was 15,000, and my dad had my brother and I at midnight go dig in the trash can and pull them all out. Okay?
That's awesome.
The company threw them away because they were defective. There was 15,000 of them, so my dad gave us razor blades. I was 7 years old. And we were cutting them out, cutting out all the defects they had. They were for the Olympics in 1984. Okay? Tells you how old am I. Still out work, all you guys. Anyway. And my dad says, we're going to go sell them. And we went to the LA Coliseum because the Olympics were there. We sold 14,000 in one day. That's the most money my dad had ever seen in his life. Okay? What am I telling you there? Look for every opportunity. We literally got 15,000 buttons out of a trash can and made 14 grand. Damn. Okay? So you seize every opportunity. It's how you look at things. All right? So my dad had two options. My mom had messed up teeth. In Spanish, they call them muelas. I don't know what they're called in English. Molars. And there was two options. Either fix my mom's muelas or record my dad's album. There's the answer. And the bad thing is my pops didn't sell one single album, not one single. But hey, it ignited something in him, and look how things go, okay? Because I like talking a lot, so you guys tell me about my time or whatever. Anyway, so my dad got ripped off when he produced this album, okay? So he knew there were a lot of people out there like him that wanted this opportunity or the same opportunity that he had gotten, but he didn't want to do to them what they did to him by ripping them off. Okay, so go to the next slide. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Now this is my family. Okay, there's my family right here, and I'm gonna go back to my pops right now. But my dad wanted to build a family. He wanted to have a solid foundation. He wanted to build something that he didn't have as a kid. Okay? I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. It's my pops, that's my mom's. That's my sister Jenny. She's the one that passed away in a Learjet accident. Who here remembers Kmart? Is there Kmart's over here? Well, Kmart, we were the first Hispanic family in the history. This was Kmart, right? To be put on the cover of their magazine nationwide. And that was the photo section right here. Okay. Obviously, it wasn't this picture, but I like this one just because it shows the naturalness of my family. My mom was always pissed. My sister was always pissed. And my little sister is always confused. But that session was from that. So my dad was able to build what he believed was his dream, you know, and building a family, right? Go click to the next picture. This next picture is the last picture we ever had together. This is July 4th of 2012. My little sister's wedding. My sister, on December 9th, passed away in a near-death accident. And, no, it's a moment my family will never live again. Okay? If you have family, if you have loved ones, please do not let resentment, pride, ego get in the way, because you will never know when you're going to lose that person. You're never going to have the opportunity to tell them you love them again. You're never going to have the opportunity to make amends with them. And maybe if you don't even make amends, just make sure you're at peace within you that you try to do the correct thing. Okay? All right? My sister's life was taken away in a second. Literally in a second. Her face was literally wiped off the earth, never to be seen again in a second. Okay, there was obviously, there was a plane crash, there was no proper burial. So, but my dad accomplished the American dream. You know, after being deported 11 times. So when you think about complaining about your situation in life, I hope that maybe you can remember this moment, you know, this little second and say, man, that guy's dad was deported 11 times, what am I complaining about? Okay, so go on to the next slide.
Wow.
Now, my dad had the dream of becoming somebody big. Somebody big, he wanted more out of life. He started at the age of 6 selling hard-boiled eggs and peanuts at warehouses in Mexico when he was a kid. And my dad's been working ever since, okay? So my dad, he had the dream of becoming a producer. He wanted to help people fulfill their dream because they almost had stole it from him by robbing him, right? So he started producing music without any experience. My dad does. Nobody in my family is a musician. Nobody in my family knows anything about music. Nobody in my family has engineering experience. Everything was built on sheer grit, passion, and desire. That's why when I got into this business, when I was presented with this opportunity, I knew I didn't need to know anything about it.
Sheesh.
Because my dad had already did it. All I had to do was follow what he did. Have the same desire, the same passion, the same grit. You guys have something downstairs by I think it's Chris's office. It says something in regards to grit. Scares failure or something like that. Something to that extent. If you have the grit and the passion to continue to push forward, it doesn't matter what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You will eventually do it. Okay. So my dad started recording everybody and their mom. Literally everybody and their mom. Everybody. My dad, to this day, I'll tell you. If you have breath in your lungs and you have vocal cords, you can sing. He'll give anybody an opportunity. So my dad in the 90s became the biggest producer in music. He owns to this day the biggest catalog in the world. Wow. In the world, okay? And that was just because he just would record anybody. People thought he had like a magical ear and a vision. But that's not the case. Go ahead and put up the next slide. All these people that came up are superstars that my dad produced. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys might not know these people, but there's some of you guys that will. This guy was murdered in 1992. This guy was murdered in 2006. My sister passed away in a Learjet accident. But my dad was known for these superstars. Okay? And like I said, people thought he had a magical ear, but what they didn't know is that in order to get to these 15 superstars, he had 600 flops. Okay? So people will recognize your success, but don't know the struggle that you went to get there.
Come on,
Okay?
he's spanking.
So when I heard about this business,
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, this business is okay. I'm going to dominate this thing. Since I heard about it. Why? Because I don't have to do anything different. All I got to do is what my dad did.
Right.
I
Wow.
offer the opportunity to everybody that I come across. Not because I'm smart, I'm going to fall on superstars. I'm going to trip on people that have desire, that want to win, that want to grow. It's not because there's anything special about me. I just offered the opportunity to as many people as possible.
High volume recruiting.
From, since I walked into this company, till, I don't know, till today. There hasn't been anybody that's recruited more people than me personally.
Yeah.
I think I'm like at 420 directs in my first 2 years and 3 months. Second place is Alan Green, and he's like at 150 people. Okay? So what am I doing? I'm just following my pop's footsteps.
Wow.
What am I trying to tell you with that? You don't have to have experience because he didn't. You don't have to have knowledge because he didn't. You don't have to be cute or, I mean, it might help. You know, you don't have to be witty. You just have to go out and do it. 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 Jose Gaitan said something, and this is a call out to my men. Okay? We're given the opportunity to be leaders. If you have children, if you have a wife, you are given the honor to be the head of that household. God has entrusted you with his children. Okay? And Jose Gaitan said this, and this might hit you. Where are my men that struggle with prospecting? Just because they okay? I hope this doesn't offend you. Don't get pissed at me. I'm just a messenger. I didn't say it. Men 1,000 years ago used to fight wild animals to bring food home. If you're afraid to talk to people today, what would have happened to you 1,000 years ago?
I would have died.
Yeah.
Let's go, Juan.
I didn't say it, but it makes sense. It makes sense. We got to be on the hunt for our family. We got to break that fear, break that mold, break whatever that is inside of you to go get what you need to get for your family. At the end of the day, if they say no, they say no. It's their loss. I'm not in the business. I was telling him, what's your name, my man?
Bugo.
Puga?
Bugo.
Bugo. Bugo. I'm sorry. I don't hear out of this here.
Yeah.
I was telling Bugo, I'm not in the business of convincing people. I'm bringing value to you. You're missing out if you say so. And you have to be able to feel that way. You have to love this business. Bugo was telling me, what do you tell him? And I told him, well, you tell me something. I said, what's up? I said, what has this business done for you? Can you share that?
Changed my life.
Get up on your feet and speak to your people. Let's go.
Let's go, Bugo. Let's go, Bugo.
So, before I got into this business, I would say I didn't really have a lot of direction. Like as far as where I wanted, I kind of knew generally like I want to be successful, but how do you get there? Like if you you can't put success in a GPS. It's not gonna say do this, go straight, go right. So I didn't have that direction. So this business gave me direction by putting me around guidance, really. And it's the reason I'm gonna be successful. So that's to say the least. I'll be here all day saying what the business did for me. So I appreciate you.
No, so he says it changed my life to help me. It gave me inspired. So what do you tell a prospect? You tell them that. That's it.
Right.
Proud of you.
Because how many people were at one point lost? How many of you were confused before you got here? We get so lost in trying to say the perfect thing. Be you.
Yeah.
God made you that way. And he made you that way. And he's content the way that he made you. You don't got to be like anybody else.
Yeah.
Be you. So when you're speaking to people, all you got to do is speak from the heart because they're going to feel it. Right? Yes, there's scripts and you should know the scripts. And yes, but you at some point in time, you got to know how to speak. I can't speak to this young lady like I'm going to speak to Marcus. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to adapt to whatever you're going to say to these people. But if you're going to speak to somebody, just speak from your heart. You don't got to say the correct thing. You're gonna encounter enough people that the correct ones will say yes. So go ahead to the next slide. All right. So I said all I gotta do is what my pops did. But before you get there, you gotta know why you want to do that. So like I said, Chris Hart told me, hey Juan, Mr. Hart asked Orellana, hey, why is Juan doing this business? Doesn't this family come from money? So I called Mr. Hart. I said, I'm going to tell you why I do this business. A lot of people do this because they need to make money. I do this because there is money.
It went over my head. Run it back. Run it back.
He said, wait a minute, I don't understand. And I said, because my family has done well, because my family has made money, I got to prove to myself that I don't need that money. That's my driver. Damn. A lot of people are chasing money, and that's okay. It's necessary, right? But because I come from money, I got to prove to myself, to everybody that ever said that I couldn't do it because there was money or this or that. That's what the drive and the desire is so deep from. I don't chase money. Okay? So, my dream was to build, go ahead, my man.
Next slide.
The next slide, or a picture, or a click, or whatever. I want to establish my own empire for my children. That's my wife. Those are my kids.
Sheesh.
I'm a man. I want them to see me and say, man, my dad could have sat on. I'm the president of my dad's company. He asked me, hey son, how much do you want to get paid? Pops, pay me whatever you want. Never. I've been there for 4 years. Never asked for a raise. First of all, it's an honor for me to be able to do that. Okay, to take care of my dad's lifetime work. But I want to build something for my kids. I don't want my kids to say, hey, Pop sat on his back waiting to give to me. No, every home that I purchased for my kids has come from my work.
Sheesh.
I'm a man. I want that woman to look at me and say, that's my man. That is my man. That is my husband. I am proud. I Chris asked me, so what's the drive? Because there is money. I have to prove that I'm doing it on my own. Right? My grandchildren aren't going to live in a house that their great-grandpa bought. My grandchildren are going to live in a house that their grandpa bought.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? That my work did. So that's something for my men out there, because I was talking to another young man, said the country needs a man. Men are lacking. We're lacking. All right? So we got to be able to take that position that God has given to us. All right? Go ahead. Can you get my man? And I want to create my own legacy. My dad did his already. I want to create mine. My own legacy in this. And I built it from ground up. If you guys think that I'm doing good now or that my wife and I are doing good, we have not touched our war market once. We have not touched our war market because I said, I'm going to build this from zero on the streets with people I don't know.
His turn. He can do it, I can do it.
When I get to a certain level, then I'll touch my war market. And then you guys will really say, damn. So people say, like, hey, these guys exploded on here. There ain't been an explosion yet. We're already learning. Okay? So go ahead and click over. Now, the business and my understanding, how am I going to do this? Like I told you guys before. And I hope that you guys can take the example that I took to my pops, from my pops, and implement it in your business. I'm going to do what my dad did. I'm gonna record. My dad recorded anybody that had air in their lungs.
Yeah.
They used to call him the saint of all singers. No kidding. No kidding. So how am I gonna do it? Click over. Okay. I'm gonna become a builder. Click again. I'm gonna become a builder. They asked me. My first event was Million Point Base Shot 2024. So I've been here a lot shorter than a lot of you guys.
That was 3.
Chris Hart was there. I talked trash to him from the first day. Was anybody there?
Remember, I was
Were you
there.
there? Oh yeah. There was a cutout with
Gina was
Tariq.
there.
All right, yeah. Oh yeah, Miss Ford.
That was December 2023.
Anyway.
December 2023.
So, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Because since that day, bro, and I told Mr. Hart, since that day, I made it my goal that I was going to beat that man because of what he did to Christian. Since that day. That was the first event. I wasn't even licensed. I wasn't qualified. Christian took a shot on me and took me as a wild card.
Jeez.
And since that day, the commitment began. I'll speak to you guys a little bit about that. Anyway, so become a builder. I come back in January from Million Point Base Shop, and they say, hey, Juan, so what are your goals? I said, I don't know. So what are you going to do this year? I'm going to recruit 500 people. I'm going to get 50 people licensed, and I'm going to do 500,000 people submitted points. Somebody laughed.
Jeez. Damn.
And I didn't know if those numbers were big.
Right.
I just took a shot. Well, that year, I recruited 526 people in my place, got 52 licenses, and submitted 560,000 points. Does that come from me? No. That comes from him.
Come on, bro.
You gotta remember something. The Lord didn't come down and build the world with his his hands. He's spoken into existence. So I don't know how to say it. I'm not too, I try to be well spoken, but I'm not. I pull those numbers out of my butt. You know what I mean? I don't know what I said.
He told you to say that.
And it just materialized.
Come on, man, say that.
So if you're afraid in this business to say I'm going to become a marketing director, I'm going to hit PC, I'm going to do 25. If you're afraid to speak it, how are you going to do it?
Right.
Okay? If you're not even afraid to, if you don't even have the courage to put yourself out there, then how are you going to materialize it? Right? People think that I talk trash because I think I'm the ish. But one, I don't. I'm a very humble dude. Marcus can tell you, a lot of people here can tell you, I'm a believer in the Lord. He changed my life. I think I send devotionals to people all the time because I genuinely want to see people do well, because I shouldn't even be alive today.
Amen. Amen.
Okay? So, but there's something, one of my favorite sayings, Kobe Bryant said it. This is for those people that kind of hold back. You got to be humble enough to work like you know absolutely nothing. But you play the game like you're the best. Okay? I work hard every single day. And when I sit down with somebody, I better make this man feel like, damn, this dude knows what he's saying. Even if I don't. This guy knows what he's talking about. I'm not arrogant, I'm not cocky, but I do have to sit down with that prospect. I do have to sit down with that person with the confidence that they feel, yeah, I need to be with this guy.
We'll see.
Couple of recruits. I didn't even know Patrick said this. I found out later. Couple of recruits. Wife was, I think there's a company called like Symmetry or something. There's a company called Symmetry. Yeah. The wife was Symmetry. I run BOMs in Vegas. I have about 70 agents out there. And I'm sitting in front of him and he says, yeah, I like this. But let me check out what my wife's company does. I said, you should. You should. Check what they offer. I'll tell you something that they don't got. And he says, what? Me.
Yeah.
And he kind of laughed and I said, I'm not saying that in a cocky or arrogant manner. You're just not going to find somebody that works as hard for you like me. So good luck with that other company. He says, no, I'm coming on board now. All right? And then his wife came on board too. Okay? So you recruit 500 people, and I'm going to discover my 50 superstars, not because I'm smart, not because I'm whatever. The Lord sees the work you put in. All he has to do is say, man, my son's really pushing it. My daughter's really pushing it. And here she really cares about the people that I'm putting in front of him. You know what? Here you go. That's all it takes. Now all of a sudden you're blessed. You know, everybody wants that success. That success isn't going to find you on your couch watching Netflix. All right? And now, who wants to recruit a giant in this industry? Here you go. Here you go. This I need you to write down. If that giant doesn't look at you in the mirror every morning, you're never going to find him. Oh my God. The best recruit you're ever going to find should be yourself. If you haven't recruited yourself in this business, you're never going to recruit a giant. And when you do, he's going to leave. Whoa. Okay? So I'll tell you again. Your greatest recruit should look at you in the morning every single day. You have to believe in who you are and what you are and believe that the Lord put greatness in you. You have to go get it. Okay? So, I'll tell you about the girl that recruited me. She wanted to recruit a giant, wanted to recruit a giant, wanted to recruit a giant. So one line. You know that? You guys think it's kind of corny or whatever. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person or the wrong thing to the right person. It took one sentence to recruit me. One sentence. Oh yeah, I work at a company where we help immigrants get life insurance with their ITIN number. I said, what? That was it. She tried to show me a book and all this kind of stuff. I said, I don't need that. I'll be at the office in a couple of days. Okay? So she recruited me, I did MD numbers in my first 3 months. I didn't take it. I did my MD numbers again in 3 months, and I didn't take it. Okay? I was already a PMD, and I asked Christian, hey, bro, so what's the difference when I become an MD from right now? 5%? And he says, yeah. I said, nah, bro, I don't need that. I said, what do you mean? I said, I'd rather learn. I'd rather stay as close to you as I can, and I'd rather grow, because that 5% isn't really worth it for me. Okay? Meanwhile, I'm telling my upline, her name is Anna, catch up. Catch up, catch up. I'm waiting for you. Catch up.
Hey.
I was giving her recruits. I was giving her policies. I swear to you. Catch up. I'm going to pass you up and you're never going to make nothing.
Dang.
She didn't listen and I passed you up. So she, and again, I'm not saying it, please, because there's a lot of things. I'm a super confident man, but I'm a very humble man. Okay? She's never going to recruit nobody like me, ever again. What was the problem? She never recruited herself. She never believed in her. So what was the use of her recruiting me? She left to another company. And she left to another company and she quit there too, because she didn't recruit herself there either. Okay, so you have to recruit you. You have to believe in you. That girl, I'm gonna make, and you guys can record this and you put it in. In 2 years, I'm making $250 a month passively in this company. Okay, in 2 years, I'm gonna be making $250, and you can mark that. That woman, if she would have put in 2 months of hard work, would have been making 25 stacks a month without moving.
Right.
Okay?
I love it.
But she didn't recruit herself.
I love it.
So when you think about the next giant, what's your name, senorita? Candace? Candace better be the best when you look in that mirror. She better be your best recruit. You, what's your name?
Ed.
Seifu. That's your last name, right? Miss Seifu. When you look at yourself, fear, doubt, insecurities, everybody lives through that. I don't care how successful you are. Okay? Push through it. Believe in you. When you look in that mirror, you're going to be amazing. And I'm proud of you, and I love you, and you're going to be great. When you look in the mirror. If you don't believe that, then you're going to recruit somebody, and they're going to scoop. So like I accidentally scooted on her. Anyway, go to the next slide. All right. So my why was for certain reasons. Obviously my kids, my wife, everybody had told me that I was going to be garbage in my life. I'm an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic for 20 years. I no longer am. I refuse to label myself that because God took that away.
Yes.
An alcoholic for 20 years. I did drugs, a lot of cocaine for 20 years. I caused a lot of pain, a lot of damage in my life. Okay? So I wanted to remedy as much as I could. And I just didn't have the route to it, the avenue to it. Okay? I didn't understand. In Spanish, they say, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. Look it up. Anyway, who you surround yourself is who you become. I always seen that in the negative sense. I didn't think about it in the positive sense. I always thought if you hang out with gangbangers, you're going to be a gangbanger. If you hang out with dope dealers, you're going to be a dope dealer. You hang out with alcoholics, that's how I seen it. I didn't understand that. Surrounding yourself by great people, you can become great. Okay? That's where they come in. That man changed my life.
Oh, shit.
Let's go, Juan.
This little flag carrier.
There's something special. In the hood, there is no such thing as a flag carrier. When the hell did we ever hear that? That's my dog, that's my ride or die, that's my dude, that's my man, that's who I go to war for. That's how I understood it. Okay? So I'm going to tell you how this happened. It's now an honor for me to be referred to as a flag carrier. That's not my intent to be that. It just gradually happened. And why is it such an honor to be called that?
Tell me.
I'm okay to be second to that man. My dad told me as a kid, you're second to nobody, son. Wherever you go, you beat everybody in your path. Here, I'm okay to be second to that man. And it's something special when you get seen as a flag carrier. Why? Because they say, oh yeah, some shit needs to get done. Damn, it's going to be that dude. You got to deal with that guy.
Yeah.
You don't even got to deal with Christian. Damn, you're going to have to deal with Juan. Because he's going to make it happen. Now, you guys won this last round. You guys won this last round. Remember, Michael Jordan didn't win every game either.
That's right.
You can guarantee we're going to be back and I'm ready to learn in this business. You know? I remember everything that happened. So how did this happen? I don't know. I might be judgmental, but you look at some guys and you can tell they're from the hood here. And I love it. Makes me feel right at home. I love it. So when you're from the hood, if you go to the club, and Aaron's my cousin, I go to the club, and Aaron invites, what's your name, bro? Eo. Aaron invites Eo, and I don't know Eo, right? But Aaron's my cousin, we go to the club, and he invites Eo. Eo is his friend. Eo is a fool, he gets drunk, and he starts some shit. I don't know Eo, but he showed up in the same car, so if he's getting down, I'm getting down with him. That's just the rule. That's just the rule. That's just what happens. Later on, I'm going to go at it with Eo for making me get in a fight with that. Right? But when you show up with somebody, that's who you go with.
Right.
The first event ever was Million Point Base Shot. Christian Orellana took a shot on me. I got, what is it called, coded in July. Didn't go back to the office. He says, hey, Juan, you want to go to Florida? It's random. All right, for what? Yeah, I went to dinner twice. We didn't talk about the business today. You want to go to Florida for what? Oh, there's some event out there. We're going to have a good time. All right, yeah, let's roll. I rolled up with him.
Yeah.
Mr. Hart calls him on stage, or on the whatever, front, to put on a shirt that said SOS on it. That's where the flag carrier was born.
Wow. I was there.
Because I took it as humiliation towards my dude. And just like I would get down for Eo, I was going to get down for him. So later on, I don't know if you remember Tariq, Mr. Hart was training, and he was on his laptop and it said battery low. And I didn't know what I was saying. Yeah, that's right, with those SOS dudes, their battery's always low. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
I remember that.
No shots taken, but nobody stood up. Nobody stood up. You remember? Everybody should have rose up for Chris that day. That's my leader. What are you talking about, bro? You don't come at my man like that.
I don't know about
Anybody
that.
talks anything to Christian, I'm rising up.
I don't know if we ain't stand up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ain't stand up. I think that's where it all rose from, where we went back and forth because
Yeah,
you did
yeah,
say
afterwards,
something, and we was in the back.
No, 'cause I stood up,
And
that's why
everybody,
we
we
called
rose up because we like, who is this guy?
It took a little while. It took a little while.
Take a
Anyway,
while, that's why we have
so there was a call out there, first of 5 recruits. I actually didn't know how to code anybody. And I had all the 5 people, and I thought you needed their social, and I didn't code them. So Miss Ford made me jump in the pool twice. Other than that, they asked that day, hey, Juan, so, no, does anybody want to say what they came here to do? You remember what I said? What I said? When I got up, you remember?
You
I
was gonna be the
said,
biggest.
I came here to learn how to destroy everybody in this
Yeah.
room.
You did.
It's been happening. It's been happening. You know, we've been doing amazing, thank God. Okay? I think I lost that call out to SOS. And then Giannis beat me in the March Madness last year. But other than that, I mean, Simi is 0-3 against me.
All right, dude, relax.
OC chill.
I got you.
It's just what it is.
Nobody.
OC chill.
Trip out.
Oh, no,
I didn't hear. I don't hear.
Come on, bro.
Oh, power is down.
Power's out.
So I didn't hear it because I really don't hear this here. But look, I'm gonna show you something. This wall right here, is it white? Whatever color it is, or it's better yet. Is this blue?
All right, yeah, watch out with that. Watch out with that. Watch out with that. Yeah. Not that. Not that. Pick up
That's just
something
the
else.
facts. The scoreboard is facts. You guys beat Power Team to board council. That's a fact. I'm not gonna get pissed at it. I'm gonna fight through it. But if I say Simi is 0-3, he's 0-3.
Wasn't it? When did you just come back? Oh, Michael Jordan didn't win every single game.
Oh, no, but
Michael
that's true.
Jordan didn't
That's
win every
true.
single game, so
That's
it's
true.
okay. We
Yeah.
could be 0-3.
Yeah.
We don't have to win every single game. We're gonna win the last one.
What she said, and I believe it. I admire what Simi does. That's the beautiful thing about this business. Are you kidding me? You think, hey Juan, I got some Mexican chick that needs to get recruited, bro. Can you doing all right for me? Of course I'm gonna run it. That's the awesome thing about this business. I was telling, I don't know, some dude. All right, click. So here you go. The most valuable commodities in life. Here you go. Write this down. Time.
Speak.
Why am I so grateful to Christian and Florida Yan?
Gave you time.
The time they have invested in me is irreplaceable. You cannot give it back. Their kids took time away from me. They took time away from their kids to invest it in me. I cannot give that back. Mr. Hart does that. Tariq does that. Simi does that. Marcus does that. Giannis does that. Mr. Atwater does that. All the leaders do that for you. If you don't know how to value that, there's something wrong with you.
Facts.
Okay? That's why I am so grateful to that man. And I say that man more than Flor because I have, obviously more of a relationship
Yeah, your
with
guy.
him than with Flor. Okay? Time. You have to have gratitude. You have to learn to be thankful. Thankful for what God has put before you. I'm 48 years old. I'm 8 years older than Christian. I come from a successful background. I have multiple homes. I had multiple homes for rent before I came here. But I choose to believe that God put that man in my path, and me not trusting him is me telling him I don't trust him. Okay? So you really have to check yourself if you don't value the people that God put before you. That is not a leadership problem, that is a you problem. Okay? Now, how do you pay loyalty? Anybody know?
I'm not switching up.
Not switching up.
In my point of view, you only pay loyalty with loyalty. There's no other currency that you could get for loyalty. Okay? I was offered, when I was 4 months into this business, 4 months, and I got contacted by another company that starts with an F. They offered, and I have the contract, they offered me a $1 million 401k if I went to their company.
Damn.
I sat down with them and I told Christian, hey bro, I'm going to go sit down with this company. He says, why? And I said, because we're going to face this along the way and I want to see what they're telling people. I told them, I sat down with them, I want everything in writing. And they gave me everything in writing. They offered me $1 million. I told my pops, hey pops, what's up? I said, they offered me $1 million to go to another company. He says, hey son, who believed in you? That ain't Christian. You know what the answer is, son.
Wow.
Good. That's good, Father.
A lot of these people leave because other companies leave a higher commission. Thank God you left.
There you go.
Because if your loyalty is worth more than 10%, is worth 10% at another company,
Sheesh.
good luck to you.
That's strong.
Okay? So click it again.
This is deeper.
Value your time, value their time. It's irreplaceable. Go again. Have the attitude of gratitude towards the people that have poured into you. Go again. Okay? Show commitment to the people in your court. Okay? If you don't, I walk in every room and I've said it, and I don't know if it's disrespectful, and if it is, it is. This is the best in the industry. And I don't mean it as a disrespect to Chris Hart.
Right.
But if you don't see Chris the same way that I see him, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
That is the best in the industry in my point of view.
Yeah.
Because that guy literally changed my life. I'll share something that I usually don't share. 3 years ago, I was in a mental hospital for a 5150. Okay? I didn't know where my life was. That man gave me direction.
That's good, bro.
My kids, my generations are going to know the Orellana last name. All right? So let's go. I'm about to wrap this up because I love talking, but I get all emotional. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right. Embrace the pain. Who said that? Ray Lewis at Las Vegas Bank. Okay? Pain is fuel. And I'm going to fly through this because I think I got 15 minutes. Pain is fuel. Go. Click. Okay? Christian Orellana told me this. Suffering is the best thing that can happen to a human being.
Yeah.
Suffering is the best thing that can happen to a human being. Those times that you miss your MD run, those times that you miss PC, the times that the policies fail, those are the most troublesome moments that you probably had in this business. Those are the moments that you most had to figure out what you have to do next time. Those moments are what make you grow. When you're coasting, doesn't make you grow. When you're comfortable, you're not growing. It's the pain that makes you push. Okay? Click again, my man. What makes me, or what has driven us to success? Of course, the Lord, thank you, Jesus. But triggers. I look for triggers every single day. There's literally days where I wake up happy and I look for a reason to get pissed off at somebody. Because it's going to feed me for that day. Okay? This picture right here. I posted it on social media with the message that I'm going to close with later on. And somebody said, hey man, thanks. I didn't know you had served in the military. Thank you for your service. I said, nah, bro, it's a drug rehabilitation boot camp. That reminds me of the 10 or 20 years that I took, for the 20 years that I took away from my wife and my children. That feeds me. I don't resent myself for it. I don't have shame or guilt over it. But I know that I stole time from them. I don't have a second to waste. I took enough time away from my children. And I'm going to say something in here, and I don't know if Chris Hart will get on my case about it later on because sometimes I come off too direct. But if you're half-assing it in this business, you're stealing from your kids.
Jeez, come on, man.
Okay? Because if you're half-assing it, and you're not there, and you're here half-assing it, then you're taking their time.
Wow, come on.
That's why I go so hard all the time, because I already, I know some people don't come to close, and I know a lot of people don't. But if it was a club, you'd be at the club. And we gave you some, I don't know, any rappers or whatever you guys like. Some tickets to a concert. Yeah, I'll be there. Hey, come to Fast Start. Oh, bro, we get all out of late and I'm all tired. It's food for thought for you. Okay? The next. Hey, you, read that to me. It's in Spanish, ain't it? All right. So, Christmas Day, December 25th, 2009. My oldest brother's having some drinks in front of my pops on Christmas Day. Everybody was already asleep. He was drunk. My dad was having a couple of drinks. I never liked drinking in front of my parents. I thought it was disrespectful. My brother in front of my dad, in front of me, says, Dad, this guy's a piece of shit. He's never gonna be nothing in life for no reason.
Dang, that's how he really felt.
He said that to him.
Feeds me every day.
Yeesh.
That man's gonna see me succeed. And when I succeed, he's gonna see me succeed some more. And when I succeed some more, he's gonna see my kids succeed.
Sheesh.
And when my kids succeed, he's gonna see my grandchildren succeed. You choose what you do with what life has to say. Everything is fuel. What happened? Power went out? Oh, okay.
Nah, power on, baby. Power
You guys gotta quit playing around over here.
on. Power on.
All right. What happened?
I get it.
Oh, all right, all right.
Let's go, Juan!
You see what that's what it's been doing? They be trying to sight you out. All right, click on the next one. It's a delicate picture. Feel free to post anything you want, and I'll repost. I actually like what you guys do, but don't post this picture. That's the first image we seen the day that my sister passed away.
Wow.
That's your dress that got out of the airplane when you passed away.
Wow.
Okay? Click on the next. That's the last picture she took 20 minutes before the plane fell out of the sky.
Sheesh.
It's actual part of the plane. My sister would always tell me, brother, you can be so busy, brother, you have so much talent, brother, please stop drinking, brother, please stop cheating on your wife, brother, please stop using drugs, you don't know what you're doing yourself, please be a good father.
What's going on?
My sister taught me more after death than she could in life.
Wow.
Because I wasn't ready to receive it. Okay? She used to tell me so much, come on, brother, go on, you can be great. Her life was wiped away, like I said, in a second. Now you choose to do with what happens to you in your life. I could have been pissed at God. I could have asked God why. I decided to say, thank you, Lord, for letting me be her brother for 35 years. So on one side, trip out. On one side, you have a brother that tells you you're going to be a piece of trash for the rest of your life. On the other side, you have a sister that's telling you, let's go, let's go, let's go. They are both triggers. They're both fuel. You decide how you look at them. Okay? Click over again, and I'm almost done. Click over again.
If you're a closer, can you please start lining up? If you're a closer.
Only closers. Only closers.
If you're not, you can stay.
Go ahead, close it. Best part is cooking.
Yeah, sorry guys.
It's good.
So, these next pictures, if you watch Spanish TV, well, my knee was trashed for 2 years every single day on national TV. Every day I was trashed. I was accused of embezzling millions of dollars from a company that I worked at. That company belonged to my nieces and nephews. You guys read the book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely? Oh, yes. You choose how you use what happened. So, in that situation, they ran an audit. Everything came out clear. Nothing was missing. But I was never able to remove the label of a thief. To this day, I don't know if the person sitting in front of me thinks that I actually did something like that. Right? Even though everything came out clear. But I was trashed every single day. That's a trigger. That feeds me. Every person that talked trash about me is going to see me succeed. And is going to see me succeed in nothing that has to do with music. this isn't, this is serious. When I'm starting to feel complacent, when I'm starting to feel comfortable, I go back to TikTok, 2 years, click once. Right? On my TikTok, thousands of messages a day. Talking trash, you're a piece of shit, you're never gonna accomplish nothing.
Lord. Oh my
And
God.
I go read them, just so it pisses me off that day.
That's good.
I choose to make it fuel me. Click again. I mean, and they are by the bunches.